Since the Art Hub is all about cultivating creativity, we're going to step a little bit outside of our typical presentation style for this next portion and take an imaginative approach. I invite you to stretch your comfort zone just a little bit and join me on a trip to the Vancouver Arts Hub. Picture heading to the Vancouver Arts Hub with your family over the weekend. Even before you get off the bus on Mill Plain, the windows lining the exterior of the Arts Hub building give you a sneak peek at all the creative activities happening inside. There's a festival set up on the entry plaza, so you stop and check out a few paintings and think about getting a new piece of art for your living room. You've been following a local printmaker on Instagram, so you make a note to stop by their booth to see if they have any of those lino cut prints available. The kids are having fun weaving between the sculptures in the plaza. The fully accessible pathways make it easy to keep up, even though you have a stroller in tow. You pause to take in the sculpture garden, which rotates throughout different pieces each season, so there's always something new to see. Entering the Arts Hub lobby is always a fun experience. The building is bright and open, with an art display from floor to ceiling. There's so much activity in this one space, the whole building buzzes with creative energy. The little kids have already run upstairs and are sitting in front of the dance studio, watching a Vancouver Ballet Folklorico rehearsal through the glass wall. Your middle schooler heads downstairs to work on their 3D printing project in the makerspace. In one of the classrooms, you notice a local author being interviewed before a book signing. You snap a picture and text your sister to suggest this book for your next book club meeting. Before you head upstairs, you run into a woman from the pottery class you took here last month. She's continued working on her pottery techniques and is rolling onto the elevator to head down to the shared workspace to throw some pots. She invites you to come down and say hi later on. Upstairs, your first stop is always the coffee shop. You get a drink for yourself and some snacks for the kids. It's so wonderful to watch them wander around the gallery, discovering different styles of art. When you were younger, art was something you only thought about during school trips to museums. It wasn't as accessible and inviting as it is here at the Arts Hub. The open concept of the building also means you can keep an eye on the kids while you stop and chat with one of your coworkers who happens to be working on his laptop at the coffee bar, waiting for his daughter to finish up her art camp. You notice an artist talking to a curious teenager about oil painting techniques at one of the tables. That artist had an exhibit in the gallery last spring that was really exciting. You think about going over to ask him when he'll be showing again, but you don't want to interrupt. Maybe you'll run into him next time you're at the Arts Hub. As you follow the kids around the building, you notice the dance studio has cleared out and a new group of dancers is just getting warmed up. They'll be staging a small modern dance retrospective later this month, and you already have your tickets. It seems like these rehearsal spaces are always booked with dancers of all ages, doing everything from hip-hop classes to ballet recitals. It's exciting to know there are so many creative outlets for people to explore in your city. You make your way to the gallery and take a seat to listen to the artist whose show just went on display. The large mixed media pieces are vibrant and portray a beautiful cultural folktale that you haven't heard before. The event space and gallery are comfortable, and the natural lighting shows off all of the art pieces beautifully. You'll be back here in 2 weeks for the City Council Community Forum, but you stop and message your neighbor while you're thinking about it to suggest the Arts Hub Gallery as a fun place for her retirement party in the future. After the artist presentation is over, you head downstairs. There's a still life masterclass in one of the rooms. Peeking at the canvases through the glass wall, you marvel at the talent contained in a single space. It must be such a gift for artists to be able to connect to help each other grow and learn new techniques. You feel a rush of community pride thinking about how you live in a place that truly values art and artists and invites everyone to experience the joy of creative exploration. As you pass by the rental studios, you notice the artist you saw in the coffee shop earlier. He's working on a new piece, so hopefully that means he'll have another show soon. You can see how his work is being influenced by some of the artists who have pieces in the gallery right now. You give yourself an internal pat on the back for noticing these subtle influences. He's been working out of a rental studio at the Arts Hub for a few years now. You heard that thanks to the success of his last show, he was able to get a larger permanent studio space. And you stop and wonder what new, undiscovered local talent will move into this rental studio next. You can hear the art camp finishing up in the classroom next door before you can see it. Kids are excitedly putting the final touches on their collages before handing them to the teacher to be displayed. The squeak of stools on concrete floor is an indication of how busy and interactive their artwork is at the camp. There's also a group of high school students working on hand-building pottery pieces in a quieter corner of the room. Their actions are more focused and deliberate than the younger kids. On long weekends like this, it's nice to have more youth camps and classes available, since they always filled up so quickly before the Arts Hub opened. The final stop is the shared workspace, where you give a quick wave to the friend you saw on the elevator earlier. There's an open studio tour this weekend, so people are watching the artists work and asking questions about the creative process. Artists with memberships are spread throughout the space, working on everything from pottery and woodworking to 3D printing and jewelry making. Everyone is proud to be showing off the pieces they're working on, and there are QR codes around the room with information about how to follow different artists on social media or purchase work online. It's a vibrant space that always seems to spark your creative side. You slowly gather up the family. It's time to get going. A morning at the Arts Hub never disappoints, whether you have a specific activity planned or not. You stop and fill up everyone's water bottle on the way out and walk over to Marshall Park to play for the afternoon. Vancouver is a pretty great place to call home.